Sorry I'm not with you today. I'm still not feeling well, but I wanted to go over problem 4.4a just in case you had any questions. So as I open up my problem, you can see the completed worksheet, and I think we've mastered this skill by now. The company is Game Time. It is a worksheet, and it's for the month ending July 31st, 2018, or 20-. As you can see, we have a net income. We have a difference of 71.55 that matches. These two numbers match, and these two numbers match. So the last thing we have to do is go back to what we've done for a long time, is our financial statements. In our financial statements, we get the information. The purpose of the worksheet is to get the numbers that we will need for below. So this is pretty much kind of pre-set up. I already put some of my dates in. So it's Game Time income statement for the month ending, because the income is for the whole month. And I'm going to take my numbers in the blue column and fill them in down below. 7954 and 3752. And then I'm actually just going to copy and paste to save some time all of my expenses. And I'm going to right click and hit paste 1, 2, 3, just the numbers. And then I'll be able to add them up. This could be gray, sometimes it changes, don't ever worry if it does. And we have our gray box. Okay, so this formula was wrong, so always check them. 7 plus the 3, and the Game Time fees was 11,706. So revenues, total revenues minus total expenses, and these numbers should look familiar because these are the numbers that are right on my screen at total revenues and total expenses. When we get down to the bottom, Ryan's capital, there is no investments in this problem. All we're doing is taking the capital, which doesn't change during this if it doesn't mention investments. So 23,870. Now our net is always going to be equal to what's above. And on our worksheet, we always look to see what our drawing is. And our drawing was 2,000. And I just noticed I made a quick mistake. This was 23,871, not 0. All right, the left side of all statements are for math. So we brought in 71.55, but we lost 2,000 in drawing. So in this case, we find the difference, and we are increasing capital 51.55 that period. So we had 23 in capital. We're adding an increase of 51.55. So now our company is worth 29,026. Remember, normally the right statement, the balance sheet, is underneath. We did move it over just for time, but the ending capital here goes to the ending capital of the balance sheet. So at this point, nothing's changed, nothing's new. Now we go over to the balance sheet, and we're seeing some things left and right, and students keep asking, well, why are we putting cash, which is a debit, on the credit side? These are not debits and credits. This represents math. There's a dark line, which means find a sum or a subtraction, and then move it over to the right side for totals. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look on the right side for our numbers up here, and we're going to find the numbers that match. So our first 3 didn't change in any way. They weren't affected by any of these things that we have on our list, or these are their final numbers. So I'm just going to right click and paste them below. And then we're going to be looking at equipment and accumulated depreciation. So seeing above, equipment was 17,642. And we have depreciation, of 3137. Depreciation was 3137, excuse the pause. So I put that right there, 3137. It should be a positive number, but you know that it says less. So now we want to find out, what is that equipment actually worth? Well, we bought it for 17,000, and it depreciated, lost value of 3137. So now it's worth 14,505. We're going to do the same thing for the repair equipment that we bought for $1,265, and it lost $1,000 in total value right here. So we bought it for $1,200, lost 1,000, and we're going to also find the difference. 1,265 minus 1,000, and it's worth 265. To finish up, we're just going to add these together, all of our assets like we've done before. And find our total assets. and I get $30,493. Then we go down the bottom and we list our liabilities, and we had 2 liabilities in here. It was accounts payable of $942 and $525 for wages payable. So $942 and $525. $942, $525, and we are going to add those up. Okay, to finish up, the yellows are supposed to match. This yellow says total liabilities plus owner's equity, which is capital, and I hit enter. And how do you know if you're correct? If they both equal down below.